What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking this video out. Gonna go a little old schoolish. We used to do a few tool reviews on the channel, you know, showing off some new latest greatest tools. This one, it's gonna be, I would call it more a comparison, you know, the cheap versus middle of the road versus expensive kind of deal. But before we get into that, if you guys would consider hitting that subscribe button down there, bell notification so you're notified when we put out new videos. Trying to stay on top of it a lot better now. All that kind of stuff. Comment down below with something you'd like to see, other tools, other things, something explained. Explain the best we can. So, what are we going to be talking about today? We are going to, it's a couple things actually. We are going to be talking about crimpers, but a specific set of crimpers. Let me just get this little piece put back together on here. So, Deutsch connectors, which if you followed anything with wiring lately, you've probably seen more and more people starting to use them. Makes for a nice, serviceable junction on stuff. That way you don't have to, down the road, say, let's go with like an electric fan or electric water pump, something like that. Trans cooler fan, stuff like that you've got on the car, you know, that's got subject to someday it's going to go bad. It's, you know, just the nature of it. Instead of having to get in there and cut, and then you put on some more butt connectors and everything, and then you got just a bunch of service points of failure and stuff like that. You can use these, you know, nice weather tight seals. This one I've taken apart and put back together a bunch of times so that little seal actually don't want to stay on there. So for these, it takes a specific end that goes on your wire. So this is a solid barrel. So I don't know if you can see that in the video, but there is no slice down it or nothing like a normal crimped open barrel style design. So for these, it takes a specific crimper. Alright, these from Tool Aid is our cheap option. So as you can see on that. Then on Amazon, as of making this video, these are about 31 bucks. Then our middle of the road, which gets you into some more features, has a adjustable dial for the crimp. You select your wire size and the terminal that you're using. Then this one actually has a depth gauge on it, which I've got set, so I'm not going to move it around. Then our top of the line are the DMCs. These are the AF8s. Oh, wait a minute. These were $189 on Amazon before I get too far into that. So, pretty substantial jump from the first $31 to $189. We're going to have another big jump here in a second. So the DMCs, it actually takes two different pieces to make this crimper. So this is a changeable turret, which changes the different sizes of connector you use and the different wires and stuff. It actually has a little deal on here, so you have to, it tells you what to set everything at. Then like the other set, this one has a dial on it for your different wire sizes, everything like that. The crimper, $371. Turret, $125, for a grand total of $496. We'll call this $500. $500 set of crimpers. So, what I'm gonna do, how do you pick this? I'm very much of the mindset of get a quality tool that works, does its job consistently, but also, and it's not being a tool snob. I know a lot of people just like to throw the whole thing around that you're just a bougie tool snob. There is value in having a name brand quality tool. It, even once you buy it, it still holds some value. This, like I said, it's 31 bucks. What am I gonna sell for? List it for 10, somebody's gonna offer me 5. It's not worth even trying to sell. These 189, you know, kind of middle of the road, but you know, somebody might buy them for 75 bucks or something. These still sell on eBay for mid $200, $250. So quality tool kind of always is where I'll go I just didn't want to invest all this money early on because I didn't know how often we'd be using this stuff, but we've at the shop have started using it more and more and more. Really like what it's turning out, and we're trying to make all of our harnesses, sub harnesses and stuff like that as best as they can be. So, you know, we're not no full-on wiring shop like some of these other guys out there, but I will go through this. I don't really know how I'm gonna test if one works or doesn't work, one's better than the other. I mean, I guess there's lots of things you could do, but so got 3 pieces of wire. Get these stripped down so they snap on. But get our 3 little pieces of wire stripped here. Then we'll get ready to get some crimping going on. That should be far enough back. So I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see it on there. There's a little bitty hole, like right there, down at the bottom here. And that's an inspection hole, so you can make sure your wire's fully seated back in there. So we will try our little cheap little guys first. So, I mean, you know, it's pretty simple. You slide it in. There is a depth already preset on these, so put them in there. Squeeze, ratchets down. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that or not. 4 little indents in it. So it goes in and indents on the wire. So let's see. Okay, so let's get to my redneck torture test here. So I'm gonna, I mean, this is more abuse than, well, hopefully it's more abuse than any wiring harness or any plug you're gonna see on a car intentionally. So that actually pulled out. I mean, it took some force, but I mean, that pulled out. So I mean, as long as you're not sitting there wailing on it to rip it apart, it'd probably be okay. I mean, I can see on the wire where it actually had a bite on it and everything, and as you can see, it didn't tear the wire out, but it's kind of disappointing. So, okay. I'm not going to do too many of these. These little things are actually kind of pricey. So then, on to use the blue wire. Didn't work that out very right. You know, I could have used them to color match each one of the crimpers. So this one's actually set already for, this is all 18 gauge wire. This is set up for it. I already set the depth on it. So in there, pull into the ratchets. Everything looks good there. Like I said, you're not probably going to see much difference on those as far as that. Then so that one actually pulled. This one's actually pulling the wire back. So that stayed. So definitely a difference. Now onto the big dogs here. And all these have already been set, so I'm using a different piece of wire on each one, just that way, so the crimp marks from the previous crimper on the wire doesn't affect anything. I'm not sure if it would. So that nice little quick crimp. Again, nothing visually looks different as far as the crimp. I mean, apparently there is some difference because one set pulled right apart and the other one didn't. So those are not pulling apart. It's actually, I'm not sure if you can see that or not. You can actually see where it's put all the marks in, where it ripped through the needle nose there. So both of those held together very, very well. Like I said, I have no way of knowing how you properly test a crimp. I'm just a guy from Southeast Kentucky. So, I mean, that one came apart. These two held. Like I said, it's more pressure pulling unless you get some small animal that jumps up underneath your car and jumping up and down. Or you got rambunctious kids that like to pull on stuff on the race cars. So I will put these down as worst case scenario. Gotta have something. Wouldn't be the first thing I'd go grab. That's probably the $30. These, I know they get kind of a bad name through all the wiring world, but I mean, they squeezed the barrel together under the wire and it held. So, not bad. Not a bad choice. Now me, since I don't want to feel bad about spending $500 on some crimpers, that's going to be my go-tos now. So, most likely, long-term use, the money's going to pay for itself. Long-term, this tool is going to probably stay more consistent over the timeline. And like I said, it's going to maintain value and also does a lot of other things. Does that mean this one's bad? Not at all. If you're going to do small wiring jobs, do a few things here and there, some small installs, this is probably perfect for you. You can actually get this and a whole kit of Deutsch connectors, barrels, and everything for, I want to say around $300, $350 off Amazon. It's actually a pretty nice little kit. So, that's what I started off with when we started doing the Deutsch connectors. So, decent tool. So, it definitely, price truly does influence tools a lot. I do believe in that. You know, you're going to have a good quality piece. And these are all made. The DMC stuff's all made in the United States, so again, it's gonna weigh pretty heavy for me on wanting to buy, you know, American-made tools, stuff like that. This, I don't know where it's made. I'm sure it made a trip over on a boat. So then the tool aid again probably made a trip over on a boat. So which one's right for you? If you're just little hobbyist, probably these. I mean, unless you just want nicer tools, nicer things, this is going to be the DMC be the way to go for you if you want the best that you can get. This, I'm probably going to retire to the race car trailer. So we've got something if we got to service something at the track or make a new connection. Who knows? Somebody needs something. But just wanted to get something together for you guys. You know, a nice little tool challenge kind of deal. Something neat, something different. But thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. Like, comment, all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.